UNT football players will be sitting out the game with their fans this weekend, all because of COVID-19. A Dallas nonprofit helps feed families through local food drives. And a fun and different way of celebrating Halloween this year.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV Nightly News.
Thanks for joining us on ntTV Nightly News. I'm Naomi Sanchez.
And I'm Michael Matthews. A major development tonight for Mean Green football fans, postponing this weekend's game with the University of Houston. ntTV's sports anchor, Zach Fox, joins us now with more. Zach?
Surprising announcement late this afternoon. COVID-19 has put a timeout on Mean Green football. UNT was set to travel to the University of Houston this Saturday, where Houston was to take their first snaps of the season. However, earlier today, a tweet was released by Mean Green football stating, due to COVID-19 positive test results and subsequent contact tracing this week, the North Texas football team's game with Houston scheduled for this Saturday has been canceled. The two teams are working to find a date to reschedule the game. Following student-athlete, coaching staff, and inner personnel being tested 3 times each week since August, there were a total of 4 positive tests this week. The succeeding contact tracing of those positive tests left the football program unable to field a team for a game this week. Vice President and Director of Athletics Ren Baker said, "We knew that there would be challenges with COVID-19 this season, and we were taking precautions to hopefully avoid this situation. Our student-athlete health and safety is the priority in every decision we make, and that is what this difficult decision is based on. We are hopeful that we can resume safe activities soon." After Saturday, Houston will join Temple and East Carolina as the only teams to have not played a snap this year despite a scheduled game. That's all the info on the matter that I have at the moment. Naomi, back to you.
And in the last 24 hours, the impact of COVID-19 has caused additional changes for local governments and school districts. Last night, Denton City Council members met after hours of debate, decided to extend their disaster declaration. The council's 10th order is an extension of the 9th and of Governor Abbott's statewide order. The order will extend to December 31st of this year and will increase the spending authority to $2.75 million. The biggest change is that businesses will have the ability to decide if masks are mandated in their stores. Businesses are also strongly encouraged to maintain social distancing. Both Dallas and Fort Worth ISDs made decisions last night as well. Dallas has decided to use a hybrid learning model for all high schools and 1 elementary school. In-person learning for pre-K, kindergarten, 6th and 9th grades will begin September 28th. Other grades will begin on October 5th. Fort Worth ISD voted to extend their digital learning by another 2 weeks. This pushes the face-to-face start date from October 5th to the 19th. Well, Michael, as we near October, I have started seeing cloudier days.
That's right, Naomi. Autumn has started off with some nice shade, and weather reporter Donald is here to give us our first look.
Thanks, Michael. Cloudy skies as we look out at this shot from the Mean Green practice field. Pretty cool temperatures throughout the day today. We actually got a cold front in this week, but we're actually going to see that clear up soon. Right now, we're experiencing temperatures in the mid-70s with wind speeds of 7 miles per hour. As we move closer into the night, temperatures will drop to 61 degrees. And tomorrow will bring about some warmer weather with a temperature of 81 degrees. So it's going to be pretty warm and pretty hot tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. And this actually isn't the end for the warmer weather. We're actually going to get some more of that later on this week. But I'll have more on that later on in the forecast. Back to you, Michael.
Thanks, Donald. Well, during this pandemic, many families are turning to food banks for meals. ntTV's Blake Weiland has more on how the Denton Community Food Center is helping local families. Blake?
That's right, Michael. Across the United States, food banks are struggling to keep enough food for their customers. Here at the Denton Community Food Center, they are serving nearly 300 families on a regular basis. That's double the number of families that were coming in for the help before the pandemic. The food center receives money from county and federal funds. In a day, the center is giving nearly 5 tons of food. In a week, that is equal to about 80 meals for a family of 4. They are still able to give out fresh dairy and produce. At this time, they cannot accept volunteers due to COVID-19, but if you would like to help out, financial support and donations of food are the best thing. The Denton Community Food Center is located on Loop 288 and is open from Monday and Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. That's all, Nomi. Back to you at the desk.
The Denton Food Bank isn't the only group feeding families. A Dallas-based nonprofit is focused on feeding hungry kids. But as ntTV's Michelle Brooks shows us in tonight's Positively North Texas, the organization is expanding its impact. Michelle?
That's right, Nomi. They're called Hunger Busters, and through their Feed the Need program, they're providing the much-needed third meal of the day for 140,000 students annually. And now, they're feeding families too.
Hunger Busters, a Dallas-based nonprofit, is focused on feeding the hungry.
Hunger Busters started 20 years ago. They started feeding the homeless downtown. They went from feeding the homeless to feeding students in the ISD.
87% of children in Dallas ISD are characterized as food insecure.
When students go to school, they'll have breakfast and lunch, and they'll get it at either a reduced or free rate. Okay. So after they have lunch, they might go another 15, 17 hours before they have their next meal, which would be the next day when they get to school. So that's where we step in and we provide them that third meal of the day. So they have something to eat at home when they get home from school, and then they get to school the next day, and the process just starts all over again.
Due to the coronavirus pandemic, Hunger Busters has had to change the way they distribute food. Operation Healthy Summer Box was launched by the nonprofit to feed more than just kids.
Since COVID-19 hit, we actually had to go outside. So we had 5 satellite locations where we're actually taking meals, and families can come pick up the meals there and take it to the students. So when that started, we transformed from not only providing meals to the student, but we kind of just altered our mission to the student and their family.
Hunger Busters will continue Operation Healthy Summer Box until funding has ceased. To donate to Hunger Busters, visit their website at www.hungerbusters.com.
All Hunger Buster food drives are free to the public, and Operation Healthy Summer Box will continue until the end of the year. That's all I have for Positively North Texas this week. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Michelle. It sounds like a great organization. Coming up after the break, a major update in the Breonna Taylor case.
And UNT researchers are working on a car that you might not be driving. Stay with us. Earlier this afternoon, a major development in the Breonna Taylor case unfolded out of Louisville, Kentucky. Only one of the 3 officers involved in her death has been indicted, not the outcome many were hoping for. Daryl Forges has the latest.
After months of mounting pressure, a grand jury has announced 3 charges of wanton endangerment against Brett Hankinson, one of the officers involved in the March shooting death of Breonna Taylor.
The grand jury voted to return an indictment against Detective Hankinson for 3 counts of wanton endangerment for wantonly placing the 3 individuals in apartment 3 in danger of serious physical injury or death. The charge of wanton endangerment in the first degree is a Class D felony, and if found guilty, the accused can serve up to 5 years for each count.
Hankinson, fired from the force in June, is one of the 3 officers investigated by the Attorney General, but is the only officer who has been indicted by a grand jury. For those fighting for justice, these charges may not be enough. The decision comes on the heels of a historic wrongful death lawsuit settlement. The city of Louisville agreeing to both pay $12 million to the family of Breonna Taylor and institute sweeping police reforms.
It is landmark in its scope.
The 26-year-old EMT and aspiring nurse was killed back on March 13th when Louisville Metro Police executed a late-night warrant in a narcotics investigation. Taylor's death at the hands of police adding to the resounding calls for justice and accountability. Taylor's mother vows to fight until justice is done for her daughter.
I'll fight to the death of me for her.
In Louisville, Kentucky, I'm Daryl Forges reporting.
Following a wave of criticism concerning racist stereotypes with their figurehead, Uncle Ben's rice products will become Ben's Originals. Mars is also dropping the package logo. This is a part of the company's plans to create a more inclusive brand. The new packaging will hit the shelves in 2021. The changes are part of a broader movement on racial equality among extensive criticism of brands with origins rooted in racial stereotypes. While some companies rebrand, others are looking to hire. 7-Eleven is looking to bring jobs into the DFW area. 7-Eleven is looking to hire 20,000 more employees this year, and with their headquarters located in Irving, that could possibly bring more jobs to the DFW area. While others shut down their doors during the pandemic, 7-Eleven has seen a demand in their products and services due to their classification as an essential retailer. We got a quick look at the weather earlier, but that's not all.
Weather reporter Donald Britton has more on what this weather has in store this week.
Thanks, guys. Temperatures are sitting in the lower 70s across North Texas with 72 in Graham, 70 in Decatur, and 72 in Gainesville. Let's take a look at our temperatures across the state. It's pretty warm over in El Paso, and it's pretty warm as we move up north to Amarillo as well, and sitting at a nice 76 in Abilene. Let's check out our 7-day forecast. Highs of 74 today and lows of 61. We're going to be back to 80s tomorrow, mid 80s on Friday, and the weekend warms up. Highs in the upper 80s for Saturday and Sunday, so some warmer and hotter weather returning. Even Monday, we're back to a higher temperature of 92. This coming week looks promising and pretty sunny, so be on the lookout for that. That's it for the full weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Donald. A team of researchers here at UNT working in the field of connected and autonomous vehicles, or CAV, has earned $1 million in grant funding from the National Science Foundation this year. The first grant of $500,000 is intended to help create workforce development training in CAV. The training will be project-based, allowing participants to gain both field and course study knowledge. The second grant of $100,000 will fund research into finding solutions for security and privacy. And the third grant of $400,000 to help make data collection and processing by autonomous vehicles more efficient. The team hopes to host a CAV workshop at UNT that will be open to the public, and hopes to offer undergraduate courses on autonomous vehicles in the future.
It's giveaway time. Congratulations to all of our September winners, and thank you for entering. Check out North Texas TV on Instagram to enter our giveaway for amazing prizes and merchandise. And stick around to keep up with all the things ntTV. Be sure to hit that follow button and stay up to date with all the giveaways we'll be doing in the future.
I think we'll have to get in on the action in October. And speaking of fun things, but with a twist, a popular festival goes online for the first time.
And we look into a new way of celebrating Halloween. Stay with us. With the COVID-19 pandemic unlikely to end soon, Austin's annual South by Southwest Music and Technology Festival will be held virtually in 2021. Our live reporter Mackenzie Bryce has the latest. Mackenzie?
Thanks, Nomi. Even though the event is almost 6 months away, the popular Austin-based music and film festival has decided to go virtual amidst the ongoing pandemic. With the South by Southwest digital experience, the audience will be able to enjoy the conference keynotes, screenings, networking, and exhibitions at the comfort of their own home. South by Southwest officials are in discussion with the City of Austin on plans for a possible physical event. The 2021 festival is scheduled to commence March 16th to the 20th. We will provide updates as soon as more information becomes available.
Thanks, Mackenzie. Well, it looks like South by Southwest won't be the only thing affected by COVID in the future. Halloween will certainly be different this year with new CDC guidelines due to COVID-19. Jeff Wagner has more.
Getting a good scare on Halloween is welcomed. So too is the chance to get an endless amount of candy.
I'm deciding between, I don't know.
Jackson Noon has his costume picked out. He just hopes people are there to greet him when he goes trick-or-treating.
I think it would be fine if they just at the door, they just handed the bowl of candy and we just took one out.
The CDC released new guidelines for celebrating Halloween, stating that trick-or-treating door-to-door and handing the children candy is high risk, but that leaving an individual bag for the kids to grab is only a moderate risk of spreading the virus.
I'm not sure if people are going to hand out candy, if they're going to answer the door, or if there'll just be a big bowl that everybody dumps into their bag the first stop they get.
When it comes to masks, the CDC says the Halloween version should not be a replacement for the cloth version unless the Halloween one has multiple layers over the mouth.
This is the fun little secret, too. Halloween is what you make of it.
Liz McFarland is the 2020 president for Anoka Halloween, a tall task for the event's 100th anniversary, now with concerns of a pandemic. The Grand Day Parade that can draw up to 60,000 people will now be split up into several locations.
So we're trying to really watch that gathering rule that the governor has spoken about a lot, and creating a drive-by experience and some foot traffic.
Costume contests that were indoors will instead be outside, while other events have gone virtual. McFarland says they're doing everything they can to make events safe while keeping the Halloween spirit alive.
Yep, it's going to be different, but make the most of it.
Well, let's hope that Halloween being put on hold won't impact sports. Right, Michael?
Let's hope not, Nomi. Lots going on in local sports. Let's head back out to Zach Fox for more.
Thanks, Michael. Big news surrounding UNT football and Game 3 of the Dallas Stars tonight against the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'll have details right after the break. Story involves this Saturday's Mean Green game at Houston being canceled due to 4 positive COVID-19 cases in the UNT locker room. Houston now has missed out on 5 games due to COVID-19 cases being present in opposing locker rooms. Memphis was first, and then Rice, which forced Houston to schedule a game with Baylor last Saturday. But right before the game was canceled due to positive COVID-19 cases in the Baylor locker room. University of Houston Vice President for Athletics Chris Presman stated, "I am disappointed for our student athletes who have continued to focus on competing this season, and we were ready to play this Saturday. We will continue to work to adjust our schedule with the hopes of playing as soon as we can." Not a lot of good news surrounding Texas Rangers baseball other than the stadium looks nice. As we enter the final week of the regular season, the Rangers sit at last in the division at 19-36. However, the NLCS is set to be hosted at Globe Life Field this year, along with the World Series. The big news is Commissioner Rob Manfred stated the MLB plans to allow fans for the NLCS and World Series at Globe Life Field. The Rangers have hosted crowds of 5,000 for graduation and 40,000 in all. The possibility of increasing capacity while maintaining socially distant is possible. The World Series will start October 20th, and ticket sales will be presented soon. Finally, the Dallas Stars will skate tonight for Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. However, Stars forward Blake Como is listed as a game-time decision as he absorbed a huge hit by Lightning defenseman Ryan McDonough in Game 2. Como did not participate in this morning's skate. However, the Stars look to take a 2-1 series lead after losing Game 2 3-2. Puck drops tonight at 7. That's all I have for sports here live at Apogee Stadium. Michael and Nomi, back to you.
If you happen to find yourself on Google today, you might have noticed a featured logo design drawn up by a local 5th grader. The artwork won Google's annual Doodle for Google contest. Sharon Sarah's winning design is called Together as One and beat out thousands of submissions from K through 12 students across the country. The artwork itself shows a group of 6 friends with varying skin tones, hair clothes, while holding hands. The prompt for the contest this year was I Show Kindness By. Sarah says it was inspired by her own struggle with making friends because of how she looks. From winning the contest, she won a $30,000 scholarship, and her school will be given a $50,000 technology package. If there's one message that everyone needs right now, it is truly to show kindness. Congratulations, Sharon. Thanks for watching ntTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow night at 6 here on North Texas Television.